Hi everyone, this is Mindy Egan for Tailored Expressions, and today I'm going to be creating 4 mini slimline cards using the Happy Square sheets. First, let's take a look at the supplies I'm using. Starting with the Florals and Flutter background stamp and coordinating stencil, the TE Maps Happy Square sheets. I'll be using Simply Sending stamp and die, the Mini Slim Postage Stamps Stacklets, Postage Scallop Mini Slim Stacklets, and Cork background stamp. For cardstock, I have a sugar cube and peaches and cream. I'll also be using the super heavyweight mini slim layer panels and sugar cube 6x6 panels. Ink colors that I'll be using is Oreo, oat milk, blueberry, cookie monster, papaya, and Versifying Clear in Nocturne ink. Other tools I'm using is my Teal Misty, Pick and Place tool, craft pick, reverse tweezers, scissors, and embossing pad. Adhesive, I have scotch tape, my glue press, repositionable tape, teal tape, some silver glitter drops, foam tape. I'll be using the glass board and glass board buddy, and some blending brushes. Supplies off screen that I'll be using is a paper trimmer and my die cut machine. The first thing that I'm going to do is work on my background. So I will be using the Florals and Flutter background stamp and coordinating stencil. But first, let's take a look at the TE Happy Square sheets. So this is fabulous because now you can take your 6x6 stenciled backgrounds and turn them into multiple cards. So there's going to be different maps inside. It gives you the different measurements that you need to cut each panel, gives you color combinations, and also the designs to get you started. On the front of the cover, it does say step 1 is to stencil your design on a 6x6 piece of cardstock. I'm going to take my background stamp and place it into my Misty. Now, I like to start with the 6x6 pre-cut panels of sugar cube cardstock because then I don't have to worry about any extra scraps of cardstock. I put some repositionable tape on the back of that, place that over my background stamp, and then closed it with the back of the Misty so it secures it down to the bottom. Then I'm going to ink up the design using Oreo ink. I'll close the door of the Misty to stamp this down onto my sugar cube cardstock to create the element for my background, which is going to work with the coordinating stencil. I secured this panel down to my cardstock using that repositionable tape and then placing the first layer of the stencil over the top. And I'm going to secure that down using little pieces of teal tape. I'm going to start by ink blending this first layer with papaya ink. So I'm using a blending brush and just lightly applying that color over the open areas of the stencil. Once I have this entire area filled in, I can remove the first layer of the stencil, line up a layer 2, and this time I'm going to be ink blending with Cookie Monster ink. This one I came in kind of light-handed. I didn't want to apply a lot of pressure because I wanted this to be a fairly light blue color. Remove that layer of the stencil, line up our last layer, which is our third layer, securing it down with that teal tape, and this time I'm coming in with a blueberry ink. Again, I'm not applying a lot of pressure because I didn't want that dark blue to overtake the black ink that I did the stamping in, but this would be really pretty if it was heat embossed. Now that our panel is done, the second step on the square sheet is going to be trimming our panel down to 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 to get rid of that white edge. What I did first was trimmed off about 1/8 of an inch on each corner and then came in and finished it off to have the final cut be 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. Now that my panel is trimmed down, I can go back to all of the different designs that is provided in the TE Happy Square sheets. And I landed on one that looked like it would trim down to some mini slimline cards, which I think is a really fun size. So it's going to give me all of the measurements that I need to trim this 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 inch piece of cardstock down. So I used my paper trimmer for that, and I'm actually putting my cardstock back in order the exact way that I'm cutting it. So now we have our first cut done. We bring back in our map, and we're going to start cutting those strips into the sizes that the map has provided. There are going to be a few additional little pieces that you could always maybe die cut a heart out of or use as some sort of embellishment so you can use up every little scrap. Now, again, after every cut, I'm putting them back in the order just like it is showing on the TE maps. I found that was just easier for me to follow along on which pieces go with which set, and then also kind of following the card design that is provided. Now I can start working on the front panel for my card designs. So I like to use pre-cut cardstock whenever I can, and Tailored Expressions has these mini slimline layer panels, but I did need to trim it down just a little bit. So I trimmed 4 panels to 3 inches by 5.5 inches. Next, I'm going to stamp a design on each of those panels, and I will be using the Cork background stamp for this. So once again, I placed it in my MISTI, and then I'm going to take each of those panels, add some repositionable tape to the back, place it over my background stamp so I can pick it up with the back of the MISTI. And then I really wanted something very, very subtle. So I am going to ink up the Cork background with oat milk ink. Because it is so light, you may need to stamp it multiple times. I'm just showing one on camera here, but I did the exact same steps for the other 3 panels. So now I have 4 panels that are ready to go, but I want to create some additional layers for this. So I'm going to be using the Petite Scallop Mini Slimline, and I'm also going to use the Mini Slimline Postage Stamp Stacklets. So I die cut the scallop layer from Peaches and Cream cardstock. Here I have my backgrounds that I stamped using the Cork background. And then the mini slimline postage stamp stacklets, I did 3 of these postage stamp sizes. And then I'm going to start working on building up my card before I attach anything down. Now you're going to see that this piece that we cut in that diagonal, I did need to trim maybe about 1/4 of an inch off of the bottom to make sure that it fit that smaller panel. So now that that's trimmed down, it's going to fit perfectly in that corner. And then I have another panel that's very similar that I also went ahead and trimmed off about 1/4 of an inch. So it's going to fit in the opposite corner. Then I can continue on and finish building up the rest of my card designs. So I wanted to do this before really attaching anything to make sure that everything fit nicely because I am kind of modifying it a little bit. On this panel, I did add in that postage frame edge. So I had to modify that design a little bit. This last design, I kept to the inspiration that was provided. I kept it pretty close. Now that I have all of my designs built, I'm going to get my sentiments ready. And I picked the Simply Sending set, which is a really great set when you are making multiple cards at once. It is a red rubber stamp. It has the word sending on its own, but then the smaller sentiments are all grouped together so you can die cut them all at once. I will be stamping this onto sugar cube cardstock, and I'm just using the VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. Once those are all stamped, I can line up the coordinating die, hold it in place with the Scotch removable tape, and run that through the die cut machine. So this is going to die cut out the word sending and also all of those sentiments all at once. There is also a die included if you wanted to die cut the letters sending and then add it to that base layer. So that is an option as well. I did have to stamp the word sending 3 more times since I have a total of 4 cards. And when I was die cutting, I also like to die cut an extra layer to add behind each of the sentiments. That just adds a little bit more stability and it can add just a little bit more dimension to the front. And most times when I am using liquid glue, I like to use a type of silicone mat. In this case, it's an embossing mat. It just makes for really easy cleanup when it comes to liquid glue. Now it's time to put all of these together. So I started with those diagonal panels. I added tape runner behind the diagonal panel to add that to my stamped panel. On these white panels, I'm going to be adding the foam strips to the back. I like to remove the backing of those foam strips using my die pick, and then I can place this on top of the scalloped panel that I created with Peaches and Cream cardstock. The word sending, I'm going to be adding to the front using the thin foam strips. And then the word sunshine or my sub sentiment, whatever it may be, I'm adding to the bottom using liquid glue. And I'll be putting the rest of the cards together in that exact manner. So I'm adding my stenciled panel to my stamped panel, adding that to the scallop using the foam strips, and then my sentiments with a mix of thin foam strips and liquid glue. For the postage, I'm adding my stenciled panel to the postage panel, just using that tape runner once again. I do highly recommend lining your postage up on the front of your panel before you actually remove the backing and adhere it. You just want to make sure you have this in the alignment that you want it. The 2 panels in the back are adhered with Scotch tape, so I do have a little bit of wiggle room to move those if I need to center it. And then it's just a matter of picking out where you would like to place your sentiment. My last panel here, I didn't really do any modifying on this one. I added those squares at the top, just leaving a gap in between each one, and then that strip down towards the bottom. Then for the sentiment, instead of adding it right underneath all of the stenciling or even over the top, I decided to go half and half. I thought that was a great compromise. So I'll finish off with adding my sentiment down there. And one last thing I decided to do was take some of the silver glitter drops and I'm adding them to the center of some of the flowers on each of the panels. And that I'm doing with my glue press and my pick and place tool. And then there I have four finished mini slimline cards. I did add them to a card base. I love how I'm able to take the square designs now and create multiple cards from just the one stenciled panel, 6x6 panel. And you don't have to do mini slimline. There are measurements on there to create your A2 size panels. And of course, the TE maps give you a great inspiration guide to kick off with, whether it is featuring the designs or the color inspiration. I hope you all enjoyed today's video and this bright color combination. You can find these products now available at tailoredexpressions.com. Thanks for joining.